What it sound like? What's up, everyone? I go by the name of Moses K. Diamond, and I am glad to say welcome back to Swag Dummy TV. What it sound like? Hey, don't I look like gold? Looking at the shit I'm putting on, you like mine. Hey, I know you like my clothes. Mayhem, that's all you gotta know. You like mine. Hey, I see you looking, so you like mine. Hey, I see you looking, so you like mine. Hey, I see you looking, so you like mine. Hey, I see you looking, so you like mine. Hey, looking like a college kid without the books, fresh. Man, I dress so fly, I'll take your girl back to my nest. She a top model, guess I'll have to make her next. You ain't gotta like me, but you know that I'm the best. Yeah, damn it, I'm so cold, I should be hanging from my neck. Dripping in my mayhem, but the aim is not to sweat shit. I don't need design unless it's Robbie Denims. Yes, you ain't even booming, I'm the hottest nigga. Wearing all my mayhem with my Nikes, I'm the truth. This old thing, niggas thinking that it's new. Posing such a threat, change your camera lens. Alright, so on today's agenda, we'll be talking about fitness. We'll be talking about fitness, we'll talk about supplements, and I have this really great segment that I like to call conspiracy theories, because I'm a big time conspiracy theorist person. But at the same time, I don't think of them as a conspiracy, but I honestly feel like they're just on telling us the truth, and I like to discuss that. But nonetheless, we'll get to it when we get to it, and then we have the giveaway section. So, with fitness, a lot of people, and I hate to sound like every other influencer, but this is coming from a coaching perspective and a person that's been in fitness for a lot of years now. A great deal of people want to find out if there is such a thing as career behind fitness. Now, obviously there is, because you obviously see the influencers and everything, but I'm here to break it down to you. Do my best to give you guys game so that if you choose to follow it, you do it around like with the right guidelines and everything, as opposed to just going on and hating people in fitness because you can't seem to get what they're doing right. So I'm going to break down just a few of the categories of people doing well in fitness and what it is they're doing and what you can do, right? So back when I was a personal trainer, I used to tell my clients something very big, is that if you want to keep to your goals in fitness, you gotta give yourself a reason to do it. Now, a lot of the times people will get like a body transformation, or people will get like into fitness and have the urge to want to look good. And I'm always on the neck of most of my clients, because I'm like, find something to do that's gonna constantly give you a reason to stay in fitness. Because after that first body transformation, every guy thinks he's him, every girl thinks she's her. You get people that they reach their egotistic primes very, very quickly and they fall out. So then you get people who fall out, and once they finally come back, they start hitting you with the back in my day story. Yeah, I used to gym for like 1 month and I was proper, I have the right body. It's very annoying, because the truth is, once you fall off, you fall off. You have to start from scratch. Who you were back then and when you were younger means nothing to right now. And for those of us who are passionate about fitness, you kind of have to do the right thing. So I always say, like, you don't have to do what anyone tells you. There's simple things. You like, first of all, fitness is a hobby / career for most. Down this side, it's not easy to make it a well-paying career, but the world's changed. Fitness people are some of the richest people in the world. Very gone from that old stigma of, you know, guys with six-packs don't have money. Right now, guys with six-pack have a lot of money, because content creation is like the peak of side hustles, which is bigger than side hustles. Some people live this stuff. So I'm going to give you guys a short and game plan, so that if you want to go into it, you kind of understand where you need to start asking the questions. Alright, so first topic is fit models. Now, your fitness models, your fitness influencers are basically people that are passionate about fitness and they record their journey. Some people lie, you know, to build clout. I'm not really going to go into that now. There's so many episodes to cover that. But with fitness models, you get people that, which is, I feel like 90% of what people want to do. They gym, they look good, they get the branded clothing, they get sponsored, they want to do the photo shoots, they want to do all sorts of things. They want to live within the content that they're creating. So it's easy to go about that route. For most people, start the way you want to start. I mean, everybody does, like, I feel like you need to be unique in your own way. But if it's hard to be unique, just start the way anyone else is starting, and then you'll pick up your own, because it's all about confidence at the end of the day. So if your gym allows you, take your little tripod stand to the gym, right? Record your progress, because that kind of boosts a lot of other people who don't think it's possible. Start from when you start, and as you go on, it's all about consistency. Keep on recording your progress, take pictures every week, compare to yourself, allow yourself to see how far you're getting to your goal, how close you're getting to your goal, that is. And just keep on going. Do the photo shoots, you know, tag the people that you feel inspired by, and just, you know, consistency is key. I'm not going to tell you to work hard or anything like that, because everybody's working hard. It's not easy to get on every single time, but the best thing you can do for yourself is to keep on going. So with Fit Consulted, invest in, right? Get the gym gear that you love, look presentable, look clean, get on, get your camera, produce some high quality content, and just do your best to be out there. I mean, girls go their own way, guys go their own way. You can do collaborations with people. I feel like networking is the best thing you can do for yourself. Find someone who's on the same level you, or just a little bit more, but someone who's willing to communicate, work on something, do collaborations, allow yourself to grow within the industry, and then you can continue pushing. Don't keep yourself in a box where you're gonna be like, okay, I want the people to come to me. You're not really that big, and until you get to that point, you gotta be willing to work with everyone, right? And just do it for fun. The reward will come later. Stop trying to catch up to people that you're inspired by too quickly, because they're already where they are, but you don't see all the years of work they put in before. They looked all chiseled and everything great, just great looking, and then you've seen the end product. You need to be the beginning product, and then when people see your end product, you will be the next stage of inspiration and influencer. I can't tell people what to do, but there's nothing worse than the influencers who lie. Obviously, most people lie because they need to keep sponsorships active. They need to keep a fan base. Some people lie and say, no, there's certain crowd people are watching us, so because they're watching us, we don't want to make mistakes and have them following the wrong path, blah, blah, blah. I don't like the lies. There are some people who will say something for the sake of saying it. You get your juice users, right? People using juice, I think it's fine. Whether you're using it or not, it's up to you. It's your body. But getting on a platform with a juiced body and then lying and telling people that it's natural because you want to seem like a superhuman and you want to stand out is the worst thing you could do, because you're really just making fitness seem unrealistic. Nobody's born with the genetics that you're lying about online. I've seen people who have gone phenomenal lengths with the natural body, and what you're claiming isn't possible. I don't care if you think you were born with adamantium in your body, you're not Wolverine. Just stop it. Be human and just go through the process like everyone else. If you don't want to disclose what you're using, if someone says it, just be honest as, no, I've used a few things before, I'm not going to disclose it because this is not that type of page. And then go on with your life. You don't have to be a hypocrite, because I feel like the more you do that, when it finally comes out, you don't want to be another LK, Liver King. You don't want to be all these guys who finally get tested one day and then they get caught out. I just think it's really, really bad to be that type of person. Alright, and then you have your more competitive guys. Now you get your powerlifters. If you want to lift heavy, if you love lifting heavy, if you want to be competitive with if you want to be the strongest guy in the gym, then strength sports like powerlifting are great for you. You see, you go in, squat, bench, deadlift, and you do what you need to do. So for the average person, who wants to go into a strength sport, powerlifting is your route, right? Same thing with what I said about fit models and everything. There's the natural way to go about it, there's the unnatural way to go about it, but you can go your way, right? Follow really good powerlifters that are willing to share information, right? About how it goes. Simply go online, do some research yourself about the competitions, about the rules, and then just slowly start grafting. The more you ask questions, the more it's going to lead you to the route that you want to go. So powerlifting, sports like that, those are fantastic. I rate it. I've done powerlifting before. I know I'm going to do it now because, I mean, I just don't want to, I love lifting heavy. I just don't want to compete in lifting heavy anymore. So if powerlifting is the route you want to take, by all means, take it. Okay. The next one. I'm not gonna. Okay, so the next one, don't mind my laugh, I say, it's CrossFit. So there's a great deal of people who enjoy CrossFit, which is a more athletic. It's for people who love triathlons. You know, if you love lifting and running with weighted vests on, if you like the whole military training, boot camp type of training, then CrossFit is for you. I feel like if you're an endurance person and you want to take it on as a great hobby, then you can route the CrossFit way, because I mean that's definitely the type of thing you want to do. Climbing up a rope, jumping down, running for like 4Ks and coming back to lift weights again, yelling out like David Goggins, "You don't know me, son!" I mean, by all means, you guys can do that, because that is what CrossFit is about. I'm more of a stationary guy. I used to do sports like cross country and all that stuff, but that was when I was much younger. Age just kicked in for me. And I don't mean to say that the older you get, no. There are people who are doing amazing things, running, jumping, fleeing, doing whatever, doing what they need to do. I am not one of those. So for anyone who wants to get into those type of sports, there's a whole lot of sports that you can get into that have great clubs. Besides CrossFit, there's things like triathlons for people who want to cycle, swim, and run. There's long distance running. You would really venture about that, but if you really want to improve things like agility, it's also good for athletes who want to improve speed, how they run, people who just want to be really, really great endurance-wise, then CrossFit is the sport for you. All right, now let's get into the next one. So this one is a personal favorite because this is a sport, I won't call it a sport, it's like more of a career. But some people call it a sport, some people call it a hobby. Bodybuilding. Now, bodybuilding gets a lot of slack from a lot of people because a lot of people are like, nah, it's a beauty pageant for muscle dudes, so on and so forth. But I coach bodybuilding. I also do my best to compete in it as well. And it is amazing. For me personally, it's one of my favorite routes for fitness. You venture into looking good. I'm very alpha based. I have a very alpha based mentality where, you know, being the big dog. So also, if you want to be the biggest guy in the gym but the most aesthetic guy in the gym, you just want to stand out and flaunt your body. I mean, bro, bodybuilding is amazing. It does well with confidence. It builds really good confidence in most people. Like, I mean, most people go to the gym, they really want that thing to kind of be able to express themselves, you know. Everyone has that little insecurity about their body when they're starting off, but it is just one of those careers where you can really just come out. Some people follow it because of legacy, they're third generation bodybuilder, second generation, first generation. But if you really want to get into the sport, read up about it. There's a lot of negatives because people I think over exaggerate the bad in bodybuilding. You do not have to do steroids, right? There's natural bodybuilding competitions. There's people that can go about it in a natural way. But even if you do steroids, there is a very safe way to go about using steroids. Now, people make steroids sound like they're the type of thing that people are going to take today and die tomorrow, whereas they are bodybuilders who are retired in their 60s, 50s, 60s, everything. They live their lives. They got their trophies. So I feel like every sport has the ability to either go incredibly great for some people or incredibly bad, depending on how you treat it. It's all about discipline, where your mental is, and just how you're focusing on all of it. So bodybuilding is great for that. Several competitions. If you want to get into it, just find a coach. Like, okay, so in all the things I've said, the most important thing, right, is to get yourself a mentor in one way or another. Things are not like before where you have to start something from scratch with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever and have to build on years and years. This is 2023. There is so much you can do, and there's so much you can achieve in a short space of time with the right type of mentorship. Powerlifters have coaches, bodybuilders have coaches, fit models, fit influencers, they also have coaches because they are people who have done it before. They are people who have walked the long route, right? They've walked the long route so that you don't have to. And then there are people who are open to mentoring. Invest in a coach. Like, literally go out and look for someone who, like, the nice thing about online is that you get to see what type of person a person is very early. And you get to see that this person's ideals are very similar to your ideals, and then you just run with it. You contact them and then you invest in yourself, because that is where the full kind of package of wanting to stay in fitness and creating a career in fitness comes in. Now, I definitely want to tell you that all these careers can be monetized, right? What I'm saying is, you can have a career from all these types of fitness careers, right? You just need to have the right people in your corner. There are super successful people in each category of these the short list of fitness careers that I've listed, that you can go to and see that it's possible. And just like any other career, but I feel like fitness is the worst. The people who have made it to the top are way more secretive than any other career I've ever met. So you need to find someone who's willing to mentor. Obviously, don't be cheap and hoping that everyone's going to mentor you for free. Pay the right people. Invest in yourself, and I promise you, and I'm willing to say that I can bet with anyone. If you invest in the right person, right, and you're willing to do the work and you literally give yourself to the process, anyone can blow within 6 months to a year. Like, you can literally have a very well growing product of yourself and a brand from fitness if you do all the right things and you stay consistent and you have someone that is there for accountability. That is what a coach is there for. They give you everything that you need, the diets, the everything, the programs, but accountability is the most important part about fitness. And I will make a full episode about how to monetize and how to make money out of fitness. Because, look, I'm just here to give you guys game. What you do with it is completely up to you. And it's like you can just do whatever you want. It's not that hard. So that is definitely something that you should put your mind into. And yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to give you guys a basic structure and a basic understanding of sports supplements, what they're used for, what you need supplements for. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons. We're going to get the myths out the way real quick. It's just going to be a short segment, but I plan on doing more of these with each one. So you guys, if you have any detailed supplement questions that you wish to ask me, just hit me up a message, DM on the channel, or just send an email or thread, and I will answer all of them in due time. So for let's first talk about the myths and the cons, okay? Basic supplementation on steroids. And when I say basic supplementation, I'm talking about your whey proteins. I'm talking about your creatine. I'm talking about your natural test boosters. They all have a function. I'm talking about amino acids. I'm talking about your carbs, maltodextrin, super greens, plant-based proteins. All of those things aren't foreign. They're not, when you take them, it does not mean that you are unnatural, because all of that is made from a natural source, and it's just there to supplement your diet. That is what supplements are for. You are supplementing your diet in order to make everything easier for you. Now, people are super annoying. Bodybuilders. Some people who go to the old school bodybuilding, listen, I prefer the old school bodybuilders, but saying that supplements are important, you just need to go for raw food, food is the only way. Supplements were created to help you, because not all of you are them anymore. Like, you guys, in fact, if anything, the bodybuilders of this generation are very, very difficult. They want to be science-based and all that other stuff, but they can't put food down, right? They can't eat right. They can't eat a lot, because if you want to get big, you have to eat a lot, and there's so many things around it. Ladies, I would like you guys to know something very important. Taking supplement is not going to make you botch. It's not going to make you macho. It's not going to make you any crazy build. You are not going to look manly on natural supplements, right? So get that out of the way real quick, okay? First we're going to, and another thing, ladies, there is no natural supplement like a fat burner or something that targets a specific area. You're not going to get whey protein that's just going to grow your butt. You're not going to get a pill that's just going to make you lose weight in your stomach because you don't want to lose your thighs or your bum. You have to put work in, and a proper diet with supplements included, designed for your goal, is the only way you're going to go about it. There is absolutely no supplement, and I'm saying this to the H people, you know, the green people. I don't want to get sued, but you know the green people. Those people are going to lie to you and tell you, listen, there's a shake that targets your stomach only. There's a tea that you drink that only burns stomach fat. Those are lies. All right? That is cap. That is more than a myth. Stick to the basics. Go to someone who is qualified for it. All right? Great. So now, I'll give you a basic build up for specific goals. And if you guys want to know about your specific goals, you can DM me, and then I don't mind answering that at all. Alright, so what we start with. For people who want to get lean, male or female, if you want to get lean, if you want to cut down, 100% whey protein, that will be a whey protein that is high in protein but low in carbs. You're not looking for anything higher than 25 or 27 grams of protein, but the carbs need to be less than 3 or 2 grams of carbs. So they need to be within that window in order to be a lean muscle whey, right? And then you're going to combine it with like a creatine monohydrate. Creatine isn't a steroid. It's not something crazy anabolic, right? What creatine monohydrate helps you with is absorption of proteins. It helps with tissue repair, and it also helps with stamina, and it allows your body to have, like, it helps out with vascular muscle. You see the fibers and all that other stuff, that's what it assists with. Now, the biggest myth behind creatine is that it brings in water retention. That is cap. It does not bring in water retention. It hydrates your muscles. So it pumps water into your muscle, creating a fuller look. Water retention comes from things like sugar, oils, and bad stuff and lack of water in your diet that makes you hold on to water because your body is either deprived of water or you're filling it with the wrong stuff. Creatine doesn't do that. Creatine helps your muscle, it heals your muscle, and it allows your muscle to absorb all the nutrients that is necessary. Another thing you can put into your diet, essential amino acids. Essential amino acids also help with the protecting of your muscle and also assists with recovery and absorption of proteins. So you would have your essential amino acids with a creatine monohydrate, and that will be something that you can use for lean muscle. If you wish to lose weight, you will add a fat burner to this. But if you wish to maintain, you won't add a fat burner to this, and you'll just keep it as is, and you get your natural vitamins and minerals, right? For people who want to bulk, you have the option of getting a mass gainer, which is a steady amount of protein. It's usually higher than 30 grams and above, and it has a lot of carbs. We're talking about anything from 50 grams of carbs to 300. There's lots of brands with different levels of carbs. You can go about getting as much carbs as you want without necessarily going crazy. It's always helpful to ask someone who knows, or like someone who can guide you to tell you how much you need in your diet, and then you can move on from there. So you get yourself a mass gainer. Creatine, once again, I stand behind it. Put creatine in, right? So that your body absorbs everything much better, right? I would definitely plug in a digestive enzymes because of all the carbs that you're putting in. Amino acids as well, like I've explained. And that as well, those are the basics you can use for such thing. If you want me to go deeper, hit me up a message, and I don't mind going deeper for you guys. I might even make a full episode about this. Alright? So, once again, if ladies, you're not going to look like the Hulk, alright? There's ways to go about that. There are men who take more stuff and still, look like Bruce Banner, right? So make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you're being told the right stuff, and make sure you ask advice from a qualified person. And that's where it is. Alright, now we get into my favorite section, conspiracy theories. Alright, so I love watching the news for the sake of looking through the bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We're not told everything, right? Label me what you want. I'm that anti-vaxxer, the person who asks questions before they take something, and I look very deeply into politics. I'm not a political genius, but I know when someone's lying, and I know when someone's covering up the truth. And today, we are talking about this whole UFO business, alright? So, this is my only question. Before the government and all these people decided to talk about these live episodes of talking about UFOs and that UFOs were spotted, we've been speculating UFOs for hundreds of years. And the same government, like this, the very same governments that are now talking about it openly and giving us experts, are the same people who told us that UFOs do not exist. They're a figment of our imagination. Area 52 is a lie, it's a hoax, blah, blah, blah. Now, my only question is, why now, right? There can't be a real reason as to why we are discussing aliens now in 2023 when we had decades and decades and not even centuries of people claiming that aliens exist and no one said anything. And here's another question, right? This is the most important question. Why is it they are only being spotted now? If this race of intelligent beings has always existed, they would have tried to make contact when we first achieved certain things like going to the moon, satellites in the sky, being able to check the solar system. The moment we started entering a level of intelligence, because if they're able to travel all the way here, and we haven't achieved travel to other civilizations, so which means they are advanced. Now, if they are more advanced, that would mean that they could have been here a whole long time ago when we were still speculating. But now the government is sitting down and they want to expose how there's UFOs now, right? They can't. How do they figure out that the UFOs are here now when they haven't even been able to figure out why planes go missing in the Bermuda Triangle, why volcanoes erupt, or the whole, like, there's always something that they tell us a couple of years before is absolute nothing, and then 20, 50 years later, they start telling us that, you know, there is something, right? And they're trying to own it, right? And why should it be one of the first world countries? Look, first of all, the States aren't the only people with the technology to monitor such. China, Russia, all these people have been to the moon. I mean, all these people have been to space, right? It's China, Russia, America, the British, people from Australia. There are super scientists all over the world who someone, right, could have come up long ago and said, listen, we think they're aliens and this is what we know, right? But nobody said that. So now we're going back to the old narrative of no, aliens only arrive in America. Long story short, they're doing something else. We're being distracted. Open your eyes. It is a year or a few months before the states have to go into elections. Their number one candidate, well, the people's candidate, is being hit with all sorts of lawsuits so that he can't run again for presidency. Like, I mean, the stuff that's happening to Donald Trump has never happened to any other president. And I don't think his accused sins are worse than any other of the previous presidents that have ever been around. Something's up. JFK Jr., right? He's also running, but he's not getting specific things from the government like the other candidates. He's been denied Secret Service support. Like, there's so much going on that they want to put UFOs and suspected UFOs on live television while you're not supposed to look. There's still people dying in Ukraine. There's still people dying in Russia. A war that they're a part of. And they've taken it off mainstream media. What have they put on mainstream media? LGBTQ and all. Things that don't matter to civilizations when listen, when Africa still has a lot of hungry nations. You're not talking about that. You're talking about people who sit in the street stopping cars from driving so that they can be allowed to do something like have males going to female toilets and all that other stuff. Always keep your eyes open. We're being distracted. Something big is coming, and it's not UFOs. I promise you it's not UFOs. It is just another political bull, and it's definitely going to happen that way, and that's just my bit. Okay? Alright, and lastly, this part of the segment. So, for those of you guys who have followed my personal, for anyone who's followed my personal social medias or my store or all the other stuff, I am big on giveaways. I have given away so many things out of the fact that I just want to grow with people. I just want people to enjoy my platform. I love to give things away. In the past, I've given up. First of all, Swag Dummy TV is not in affiliation with any brand or any company at the current moment, so I will not be giving away any branded stuff. I feel like 9 times out of 10, people want something until I have to give it away, and then they become lax. So, for the next month, every week on each episode of Swag Dummy TV, I will be giving away 500 Rand to a lucky person. The entry details will be on the Instagram page after this episode airs, and all you gotta do will be on the post, right? So I'm giving away money. You guys will do what you want with that money. I don't want to tell you what to buy. I'm not gonna give away supplements like I normally do, gear or clothing or all these other stuff. I'm gonna give you guys cash. So 500 bucks goes to the lucky winner. It will be announced on the very next episode of Swag Dummy TV, and you guys will let me know. I always follow through with my giveaways. Look at my comments. I have not disappointed anyone yet, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Swag Dummy TV. If you loved it, please share, please follow, please subscribe. I just want to grow with you guys. I don't want to leave again. I want this to be a really, really, really long and fruitful new venture. Well, it's an old venture, but it's new now. So, thanks to you once again. I go by the name of Moses K. Diamond, what it sounds like. And this is Swag Dummy TV.